Hello everyone, good evening, welcome back to Sporty Spotlight, your football podcast. So, plenty to go over, joined by your co-host, Surefire. Right, okay, so the thing I wanted to mention to you, that's very, very big, and I think it's
Yes.
big for English football in general. FC Como have made the signing of Dele
Oh, I
Alli
know this.
after a successful trial. Dele Alli signs for the Italian Serie A side. Now, this is huge. It's the first time he's had a club in over a year, and this could respark his career. You never know, really. But I'm very happy for him. I think even Arsenal fans are happy for him.
Maybe Cesc Fabregas could get a little revival out of him. With him being a legendary midfielder himself, he could bring back that Dele Alli spark we've all been missing for many, many years. Maybe we can get a brand new, fresh Dele Alli.
Hmm.
Hopefully. But, we need to see how he goes first. He had a good trial, so let's see if he can do it on the proper Serie A pitch.
Yeah.
Before I obviously move on to highlights, I want to highlight my transfer, which is going to make me depressed for the rest of this January. Romain Esi signed for Crystal Palace officially.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh, you saw it before. I saw you liked it on Instagram.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Ah.
He's
Yeah,
acting
that's
like he's never heard this news before,
okay. But
but
yeah, that's 14 million for you, right?
something like
You
that.
can reinvest that probably quite well, hopefully.
Millwall reinvesting is just a whole nother level of utter woke nonsense. Let's just not.
Mm.
We, I'm not going to talk about anything at the moment because I'm saving that for Tuesday.
Don't cry. I cried. You. Please don't. You're gonna make me cry as well.
Well, he could have made the debut if he had signed sooner. He could have actually made his debut against West Ham, which would have been quite funny.
Yeah.
Going to be against, if he plays, it's going to be against Brentford.
Yep.
Just imagine all those commentators saying Essie to Eze, back to Essie, Essie to Eze. I almost messed
Right.
up.
We are going to talk about the West Ham result in a bit. First of all, let's talk about probably I think was an interesting result in the Championship from today.
For today, I thought that
Portsmouth.
was for Tuesday.
Oh right. Wait. What? Shall we go
That
over
was for
Tuesday
Tuesday.
first?
No, 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 no. We're going to go back to midweek.
Right.
We save this content for later so our fans can, just maybe build up momentum and be like, why aren't they covering this? And then they can wait till Tuesday to see my reaction then.
Okay. Well, in that case,
It's called building intensity.
well, last Tuesday, not really sure there is much to cover. Just two 1-1 draws between Plymouth, Oxford, Cardiff, and Watford.
Oh yeah, Bradshaw left, didn't he? Now that you've just mentioned Oxford, I forgot Bradshaw went to Oxford.
Oh, you upset about that as well?
If he played like he did under Gary Rowett at Millwall, then yes, I would be, but no,
Hmm.
not really.
Okay. Well,
Good player once.
but I want to talk about Plymouth Argyle. Miran Muslic has got a big job on his hands
What, to create a miracle at Plymouth Argyle? I know.
and keep them up. Yeah, I think they're capable of it. I mean, they bloody beat Brentford for God's sake, and that doesn't.
Right, but I could say Millwall got to the FA Cup final against Manchester United about 20 to 30 years ago, but that's a completely different story, that.
Yes, that is a completely different story.
Because that clearly doesn't translate to the football we do now.
No, it really doesn't. And by the way, that was quite an easy run. You played one Premier League team, I think, during that run, did you? I think it was Sunderland.
Might have been. I remember when we got knocked down in the semi-finals of that FA Cup when Wigan went and eventually won it.
Wait, you remember that 2013? Do you remember? Okay, fair enough.
Roberto Martinez. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on to the highlight.
Right. Well, in that case, from this week, from today.
No.
Why do you want to talk about this? It was literally it's another 1-1 draw. What else would you like to talk about?
He's dying.
What?
I want to talk about the midweek.
The FA Cup?
No, we've done the FA Cup.
There were a couple of fixtures because they were postponed.
No, I mean the Premier League. It was Premier League in the midweek we needed
Oh
to
my
do.
god. Well, oh right, yeah,
You
okay.
know, like there's one thing you can be happy about West Ham.
Okay, right. In that case, I'm cutting straight to the chase. Manchester United 3, Southampton 1.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, there we go. Amad Diallo with a hat trick in 12 minutes, even against a team like Southampton. Those are records that he's breaking. He's on his way. He's on his way to becoming a Manchester United legend if all goes right. If they don't spoil him like a piece of meat, then
Garnacho.
yeah.
I just want to say something real quick
Go
before we
on,
continue about how good Amad
go on,
Diallo
Alejandro.
is. I could say that guy played against Millwall when he played for Sunderland.
Yeah.
And I could say, I don't think he scored against us. Shows the levels. Millwall are better than Southampton, who should be in the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, in that case, let's move swiftly on. Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. So Arsenal, somehow, considering how bad they've been over the last couple of weeks, take the bragging rights in the North London derby once again, which, to be honest, they've had for a very long time, to be fair.
Yeah.
What's it, a corner?
No, yeah, Arsenal beat Spurs, but
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't think they deserved it. I know they've been awful. We know it. Everyone knows it. It's kind of obvious because they keep dropping points every single time. Tottenham, I think, with a better team, it's just Tottenham can't finish to save their lives. Kind of funny that because they had Harry Kane once upon a time.
Yeah, they did. And
If they had Harry Kane, they'd be quite good now.
And he used to play for Norwich.
He used to play for Millwall as well.
Well, okay. Well, I think the last result that we should go through before we get on to the stuff from today, just so we're not droning on about today, so we can just get through all the vital stuff. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. Is Reece James back? That is the question.
No, he'll be injured by next week.
Yeah, probably. He's got paper hamstrings, to be fair.
He's just built of paper. It's not just his hamstrings. He's just genuinely built of paper. He could have been a good player if he just actually had some meat and bone in his body,
Well,
but it's just
I
nothing.
think a couple of years ago, he was probably one of the best right backs in Europe, to be honest.
Now he's just the best right back on the hospital bed. No disrespect to Reece James as I rate him, but if he stayed fit, he might be a bit better. Just say.
Yes, indeed. Well, there was one more result from today in the Premier League that has dumbfounded me.
Oh yeah.
Well, Newcastle United 1,
Oh
AFC
god.
Bournemouth 4. Well, I can imagine all the Bournemouth fans who did the longest away day in the Premier League probably went home quite happy, didn't they? What was that? Oh my god,
I tell you what.
I was talking about Alexander Isak being in a league of his own, and like Newcastle are in top 4, and then they just go and lose 4-1 to the Cherries.
I think you're cursed, mate. I think you're cursed. But no, God. I tell you what, I actually saw a bit of that game. I was also seeing Millwall Hull today, but let's talk about Newcastle first.
Yeah.
The amount of times it was kind of ridiculous. Like, yes, Justin Kluivert had a good game, but did they have to compare it to his dad every single time? Because I swear to God, they were like, oh yeah, Patrick Kluivert got less goals than Justin Kluivert at St James's Park. Because Patrick Kluivert played 1 year and scored about a goal, and Justin Kluivert, not for Newcastle, scores a hat-trick against Newcastle, which is quite different, that, isn't it?
Yes, that is quite... That's
but that
different.
Needs to mention something. You're forgetting my midweek, the midweek that we're meant to be covering goal of the week here.
Yes.
That Alexander Isak's first goal against Wolves. That man was just jumping over people, dribbling like he's prime Messi, and just finishes that bottom corner.
Yeah.
Finally, it's someone that isn't Norwich or Millwall. So for everyone saying it's biased, it's not, because I actually went and looked at that.
No, I'd put Jadon Sancho's goal against Tottenham forward.
Quite a few weeks ago, that.
Yeah, that was quite a few weeks ago, to be fair. Well, okay, moving swiftly on. Let's talk about the Hammers look hapless again. West Ham United 0, Crystal Palace 2. What the hell? Why? Just why? Why?
You're not going to highlight your midweek win, though?
Yeah, well, to be honest, we did talk about that briefly, but there's no Where's the consistency? Are we actually this bad without Bowen or Somerville? You take away our two best attacking players.
You're just that bad, full stop. If Essie was
God,
playing, mate,
you
he'd
know
score a
what?
hat trick.
There was one thing that
Don't
came
do
out
this.
of this that was honestly very, very, very good news. And you know what that is?
Mavropanos got sent off.
Konstantinos Mavropanos getting sent off. Yes, he will not be playing
Really?
in the next game. He is. He is. I think he costs us points every week.
He's good. I don't get you lot.
Shut up.
He
Yeah.
is. He's a good player. You just need to use him right. And with West Ham's tactics at the moment, no one's being used right.
Yep. But yeah. I think we should trust in Graham Potter because I do not want West Ham fans saying Potter out, Potter out. Like that's
Potter in. He's going to get you relegated just like Lopetegui did. Trust the process, my friend.
sorry. All right. God.
Don't be like that.
Please.
Get out. We might start.
Just start. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ugh, sorry. Sorry, Mum. Oh my god. Right, this is getting cut out.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. Well, yes, indeed. You know, honestly, with West Ham at the moment, like every week, it seems to just be one step forward, two steps back. Really, because I don't think we've strung together 2 consecutive wins all season. How are you doing that? How we're not in relegation places befuddles me.
Mill can win 2 games in a row this season.
Yeah, there are levels. Well, in that case, why don't
Oh,
we
no.
talk about
No.
Millwall now? Right,
No.
let's talk about this. This is
Oh, God.
honestly, can I just say, Millwall 0, Hull City 1. Can I just say, honestly, it was an absolute masterclass from Jake Cooper.
It
Seriously.
wasn't even his fault.
You know what? Forget Messi. Forget Ronaldo. Jake Cooper is the GOAT.
Oh, my
The
God.
greatest to ever play the game. Okay, but seriously.
It wasn't his fault, right?
Okay.
I'm just going to say to you now, we cannot, like Neil, I'm saying it now, is one of the worst managers I've ever seen. I'd rather have Joe Edwards at the wheel. And that is saying something and a half. I'm just going to say right now, also, another thing, Honeyman is absolute garbage and could go back to Hull. Because he is so bad, it felt like he was still playing for them when we signed him.
Maybe, did he go and clap the whole away end? Do you think? Do you think
He
that's
might have
something?
done. Probably did. Said, well, here you are, lads. There's my time wasted performance.
Okay, well, let's talk about something that actually finished just as we were preparing to start. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2.
I mean,
Now,
we were
you know
just
what?
talking about dropping points.
Yeah, dropping points again. And also, Kai Havertz having a goal disallowed.
Well, I can't say well with the strikers we have.
Yeah,
That actually mentioned something. Aaron Connolly, I swear.
yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal for them, and they still say they're aiming for the title, which of course they can't really give up, to be honest. But they're not going anywhere really. They're just marooned in. How they're still second is ridiculous.
Because Nottingham Forest need to win against Southampton tomorrow. Which
yeah.
I would say should be an easy ask, but I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah. So let's get on to the championship. About the that result, which I wanted to mention before I was very rudely interrupted, and then stopped because we had to go over the midweek stuff, which there wasn't very much of. Well, I mean, from the championship.
I don't know if you're sticking to me.
From the Premier League, there was more. But okay, let's just get to it. Portsmouth 2, Middlesbrough 1. Whew. Matt Ritchie rolling back the years. Hey. Very. Are you alright?
Yes, I'm alright.
What do you get? Okay, but yeah, very big 3 points for Portsmouth.
For Portsmouth.
In the
I mean, if we actually beat Hull, they would have been out of relegation. So I do want to say a vast apology to Pompey fans. Mill are just bad.
Yeah, you don't need to tell anyone that. I'm joking, darling. Okay, but
What?
yeah. But
Feel
now
like 12 games, one win in the league.
let's talk about the woeful Canaries. Sheffield United 2, Norwich City 0.
Nothing to be happy about.
Harrison Burrows with a brace against, honestly,
Burrows?
Norwich were awful. I didn't even need to be there to know how bad it was.
Well, mate, it's all the way in Sheffield. I don't expect it to be.
God, look at these stats. These stats are absolutely ridiculous. 11 shots. How many on target?
2.
0.
Nah, that's supposed to Millwall. Millwall have more shots on target than
Awful.
you
It's
this week.
just terrible. No creativity in the final third. We're missing signs already. This is ridiculous.
Signs is just awful.
Okay, I think you should improve your ball knowledge. Okay.
No. I'm just saying now. You're saying how good he is, but he's ghosted so much over the past month or two.
Had a goal disallowed against Millwall. Yeah. Yeah, overall, very poor day from Norwich. I feel bad for the away fans who had to travel, and I hope they refund them. Just
Yeah.
absolutely clownish. But yeah, a part of me did expect this sort of thing to happen because Sheffield United, they now are top of the league, but you can't help but be disappointed with stats like this. 61% of the ball, and we were all over them for most of that, and the possession stats tell you should be winning it, but
Possession means nothing.
Again, no creativity. Exactly, possession does not mean anything. What matters is what you do
Arsenal
with what
Harris.
you have. So yeah, sort it out, Johannes. This is ridiculous.
No, I've never rated this guy ever since you got him, but I'm just saying.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's move on to the results from League One. The first one I want to mention: Rotherham United 4, Charlton Athletic 2. Rotherham are on a bit of a roll at the moment, to be honest.
I mean, I was talking about, Victor Johansson clearly changing their squad. Clearly, they've just they must have listened to Sporty Spotlight and said, "Oh yeah, Daniel Surefire is so right, and he absolutely should be right. We should be playing better even without Victor Johansson."
Yeah.
It's just thanks to my managerial knowledge, and that's why I'm going for the managerial job, mate.
And the big one I want to mention. Well, sorry.
Is it for midweek?
Sorry. This is for midweek. Apologies.
Right.
I think this should be mentioned. Shrewsbury Town 2, Wrexham 1. The Shrews take the bragging rights in the derby, and James McLean has left rattled on Instagram.
Oh, I hate James McLean. I'm sorry.
He is a bit of a prat. But yeah, it's a very big result for Shrewsbury. They are still 5 points behind Bristol Rovers, but a win like that, that could be one of the wins that keeps them up potentially. I mean, they are still 20th, but every point counts. Every point.
Absolutely. Maybe Shrewsbury have a chance of staying up. I mean, Gareth Ainsworth, I think, is the right guy because if he does what he did at Wickham and not at QPR, then Shrewsbury are in a whole other direction. But if he does what they do at QPR, then they're just still facing down.
Yeah.
But before you highlight any football, it just came to my mind now that I've thought about it, and we have to talk about it. Am I looking at football or am I looking at the NFL after I saw Haaland's contract extension of 9.5 years? It's like when Patrick Mahomes got like a 6 or 7 year extension with the Chiefs, and now Haaland's getting 9.5 years extended, so that's till the end of 2034.
Yeah, that shows that the owners trust him, really.
Shows how ridiculous that contract is.
That
He's
is
being paid
insane.
so much.
Yeah. But
And that's without sponsors.
Going a bit off football. It's one thing I want to talk about, which made me happy.
Don't NFL surprise me.
I'm not going to NFL surprise you. Stephen Bunting wins in Bahrain.
It's going to be a dart surprise instead.
Let's go Bunting, mental.
Yeah. Brilliant. I actually watched that because you know me, I'm a massive darts guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the YouTube doesn't know that. It's not going on the channel. Maybe.
Aww.
Yeah, I've got enough content to fill.
Okay.
But I want to quickly get back onto the football. All I'm going to say, just so we can quickly get back to the actual topic, Bunting played absolutely brilliant that tournament and deserved that trophy ever since that Chris Dovey quarter final.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Price played probably decent. Philly played decent. He knocked out Littler, which is
He did well. He did well against Littler. He didn't do as good as he did against Littler.
against Bunting, because Stephen Bunting, I'll tell you what, Stephen Bunting is going to dominate the Premier League this year.
If he wins the Premier League, I will actually be very happy for him.
Yeah. I am titanium.
Yeah, enough of the singing. Let's get to the football.
Okay, right. Okay, well, you're saying to me that Walsall are too good for League Two. They've just been MK Dons.
Oh, brilliant. We're getting
4-2
my opinion
at
on
the
it now, are we?
Poundland, which is the stadium we've all been past. Haven't we? Have you? Yes. Well, 4-2 win for the Saddlers.
Yeah, I'll explain to you, though, why I think Walsall were too good for League Two. Because the recent weeks I've seen, originally I was like, why are Millwall going for Walsall's manager when we had him unappointed? And I was like, this is too much of a big jump if we were to get him, although he's nice and young. I wish we did get him, because this guy, I don't know how, is about like 10 points clear at the top of the league or something
Let's see what the gap is.
in League Two.
Yeah,
And the
they are
amount of
top.
goals he gets.
Yeah, it's 12. It's 12 points.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is mad. Yep, and they don't seem to be showing any signs of slowing down at the moment. So, another result, more from EFL League 2.
It was
Bradford getting a 1-0 win at Carlisle.
not what I thought you were going to say. I thought I'll highlight the one we really won.
Okay, go on.
I've forgotten who they beat though, which is quite embarrassing.
Who
It was Colchester winning 1-0.
Yeah, Colchester beat Bromley 1-0.
That's the one. That's
a very
why,
good
because
result
Bromley
for
are good.
Colchester, and disappointing day for Bromley, really.
We can't really say disappointing for Bromley. We never expected them to be this good in the first place.
Yeah,
This is what we were expecting at the start of the season.
Yeah, it's the one game that they start dominating possession in, though, which does make me a bit sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, 55%. So, moving swiftly on to the good old National League, which, by the way, you and I should go and watch at some point. We could go and watch Southend.
Oh, I actually wouldn't mind doing that because off topic again. It seems we're doing. It seems our trend of this episode, but Football Manager saved for them, and I actually got into the Premier League in less than 10 seasons. As a wise man once said, stuff like that don't go no unnoticed.
Stuff like that, yeah, stuff like that. Oh, nice, yeah, good boy. Okay, you got the reference. Good.
Yeah, I did. Of course, I got the reference.
Well, let's move straight into it. Well, talking about Southend, they just lost 3-0 at home to Barnet.
It's expected though because Barnet are a top team in the league. Although when we were talking about the Barnet York title fight, I didn't expect Forest Green Rovers out of nowhere now being top of the league.
Yeah. But this one just caught my eye. I've just seen Braintree Town 1, Solihull Moors 0.
That's quite good. Braintree out of nowhere.
Now, unfortunate not to see Carol Lisby get amongst the goals again, but we move. Which
I'll get my result because
I thought would have been fun.
I'll get my result because this man is a Millwall legend. Steve Morrison and his Sutton United win 2-1 against York City. I don't know how this man does it. Get him at Millwall. Steve Morrison gets the job, and I think it was away as well, which is even better.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant result for Sutton, as that could bring them back into maybe a little chance of playoff contention, and Steve Morrison might have brought some form back into that Sutton side.
Yeah, right. Well, that is pretty much all that we've got to get through this evening. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Depends. You want to cut this bit out?
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. More to come in the next couple of months, so keep looking out for those. Please consider liking and subscribing to help us grow both our channels, and we'll see you all
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Before we go off, that's actually mentioned it. Tomorrow, I will get my YouTube short on there where we're going to have a lot of celebrating by me or over a lot of disappointment, and I won't have the short up whatsoever because I'll be upset.
Very well. You heard the man. Check it out. Okay. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Good night.
Goodbye. I did that with the other hand, but you know.